Dead in Hip Hop soundtrack review. Judas and the Black Messiah, the inspired album, featuring various artists. Look, not only are we doing this, but we also did a reaction to Nipsey Hussle and Jay's song off of this project called What It Be Like. So if you're watching this and haven't watched that, make sure you go over there and go watch that as well. Also,
What It Feels Like.
What'd I say?
What It Be Like.
Oh, I'm thinking goddamn Stolly. Yeah, What It Feels Like. What It Feels Like. My bad. Go listen to that track/review/reaction that we did. It's on the channel. Also, if you didn't know, now you know, we have a podcast network. We have more than this one podcast. However, Frames Per Second has reviewed the Judas and the Black Messiah. So go over there, go listen to that review of the entire movie. Also subscribe and download, share with your friends. We appreciate the support. I'm not gonna lie, man, after I listened to this project, all I wanted to say was like, I am a revolutionary. Like it was so well put together. And you know, having the experience of trying to put together a project similar to this, right? Like if you didn't know, Dead in Hip Hop put together at least 2 or 3 mixtapes over the course of our 10 years. It's difficult to make it have like a singular vision and sound and feel. And they did an amazing job with a variety, like a very big variety of artists to do that on this. They mixed R&B in here. They had hip hop on here. And I also think I have to give a lot of credit to, you know, I always talk about balance in hip hop. And I feel like when you do something commercial, you got the commercial artists, you got underground artists. And sometimes with a project like this, you would either lean one way or the other. But I feel like they took like to me, this is an accurate representation of where hip hop is in terms of the artists that they decided to select to represent this particular soundtrack. Because G Herbo, man, like he surprised me with his joints.
All black. God damn, with them horns and shit. Like that was a super hard track. And then the other G Herbo track, Revolutionary, featuring Bump J, I thought that was another good one as well. But the one that really had me like super hype, like that really made me feel like saying I'm a revolutionary after listening to that track, was the one, and I never heard of this artist, Nardo Wick, I Declare War. Like that one was really hard. I really enjoyed that. Overall, my overall sentiment is that they did a really good job depicting and giving you the emotion that the movie gave you on this soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought I don't know who executively produced this.
Hit Boy.
I thought they put forth a valiant effort. I don't think it's as good as you're saying. Personally, I don't think it's that good. I just think it's because I think it's very top heavy. Not saying that, you know, the ones towards the end aren't good. It just it feels different.
Is it because of the artist? Maybe
so.
They're not the type of artist that
yeah.
Because Ron loses steam after he hears Jay. He's just like, I don't care no more.
It may be the artist. It may be the production was kind of different. I think it's that's it. But again, not saying that those artists are bad, because you know, like you said, that Nardo Wick guy was fine. Pooh Shiesty was fine. Polo G, all of those guys were fine. They're just not like Jid and Saba and Rhapsody, those just felt different. It felt more heartfelt. I see they
really?
were still
So like Rich Nigga Problem from ASAP didn't
Rich Nigga Problems. I have a problem with that.
Okay.
It was weird that they put ASAP on here for me because I thought, didn't ASAP, wasn't he the one that came out before? Like I don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have, you know what I'm saying? He really didn't care about the issues that were going on with black people like
he
that.
He kind of explained it.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I remember. I don't remember him explaining it and going back. I thought he was just like, you know, I don't have time.
It's not like the majority of these rappers are like fucking out here in the streets in the trenches, revolutionary rappers. So I mean, if ASAP can be on here, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
It's just ASAP in particular because I know he got scrutiny from saying that before.
Yeah, but
so it was just weird having him on here.
But
out of all the different people that could have went on this album.
Did you have a problem with the
after
track
that,
though?
like he done experienced a lot
Yeah,
since saying
sure.
that. So his stance could change.
Yeah.
He got locked up in France.
True. But what I'm saying is that your perspective, right, like can change based off of the events that happen in your life.
I agree with you, and I'm pretty sure he not necessarily apologized, but I'm almost positive he explained what he meant by that. I didn't really have a problem with him particularly being on here. I don't think the song itself really fit. You know, on a soundtrack about Fred Hampton's movie, a song Rich Nigga Problems. I didn't really think it fit. Thought it was a dope song though. I really thought it was a dope ass song.
And sonically, it fit the like with the guitar and stuff. It fit the time frame of the movie. Sonically, it did. I'm you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the lyrics match that, but I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I feel like Fight For You. I feel like the Her joint felt more like a early '70s jam. To me.
Yes.
Like I think that fit more with the time of the you know, the album or the place. You know, during that time of when the movie was shot.
Even that BJ the Chicago Kid, the
Yes.
Letter to You, I feel like
killed
that's
that
more
too.
the time too.
Yeah.
So after that, when it hits On Your Mind with Lil Durk, I think that's when it starts kind of sounding a little different for me, which, you know, didn't make it as cohesive as it felt to you. You know.
But yeah, usually, I mean, I know for me, usually when I go into listening to soundtracks, I don't expect like a cohesive sound. Of course, they're gonna have different artists, to try to appease for different fans or whatever. So I don't really go into it expecting like, oh man, why they got this sound like this or whatever. I'm just like, okay, they got, they hit us with the Nas's and the Jay-Z's and the Sabas and stuff, and then they hit probably the other guys are like, oh man, they got someone that's probably hyped that they had a G Herbo on here or Lil Durk or whatever. So
these guys are from Chicago, right?
Yeah, with Lil Durk's from Chicago, G Herbo's from Chicago. I don't know if the other Polo
BJ has Chicago in his name.
Yeah, it's interesting that, of course, by Fred Hampton, that whole Black Panther taking place in Chicago. I think that's dope that they got Chicago artists. But yeah, going into this, I wasn't expecting, I was just hoping I'd get some joints that I enjoy on the soundtrack, man, which I pretty much did. Black Thought, Welcome to America, that was, a very powerful song. Saba plead the 45th. I thought the way that Smino and Saba was rapping, man, I love their delivery on that joint. And I peeped, listening to the What It Feels Like Again, like on Nipsey Hussle, he had like a certain wordplay that Jay-Z kind of used on his flow as well for on that What It Feels Like. I was like, oh shit, that was pretty dope. I just peeped that out. Something Ain't Right, that damn singing boy about he was singing his ass off.
What I liked about that is how they took because that's like a clip or a GIF or something that went around. Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. My kids say it around the house all the time, so I thought it was dope.
So you picked that
That's
up.
why I
Okay.
thought he was. Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. And then he went into it. I was like, damn, that's kind of dope that he took that, something that's like modern that people use on Twitter or social media, and actually turned it into a pretty fucking dope song.
Yeah. Oh no, the track I was really disappointed in was the Black Messiah track. I feel like Rakim vocals was mixed horribly on that shit.
I feel like they did it on purpose so you couldn't.
You think so?
Damn,
Yeah, because the rhyme
Man,
wasn't
that was not inspiring at all. I was
That's
like,
why it's a bonus track.
man,
Why they even bother?
Why they even?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
I mean,
like-
because it's Rakim, probably they didn't want to like tell him like, you know what, man, this
Man,
ain't it.
Hit Boy, he should have said something, bro.
It's Rakim though.
If you get,
But
Rakim
still.
has rapped way better than
Yes.
I understand.
So
Lately?
it didn't. I don't know about lately. I haven't heard anything from him in a minute, but it didn't even sound like him. Like I didn't know it was Rakim until I went back and looked at the list. His voice didn't even sound like his voice.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what that was about.
Like, I
Like,
don't think it was trash or anything, but it just didn't sound like Rakim.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
on an album like this, we supposed to get like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like that
He
was.
should have been a standout.
Yes,
on
he
this.
definitely should have been the standout on that joint. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a cool soundtrack, man. I messed with it. It was solid from here on out. I mean, I kind of agree with Rod a little bit. Like the second half was kind of not my forte of artists that I particularly maybe check for, with the exception of G Herbo. But other than that, I mean, it's what I expected on the soundtrack with different. When you got different artists like that, you're gonna have different flavors.
What you think about White Dave, Mike?
Who's White Dave?
You know, he's actually. Did you know that he's
I assume
Ryan?
he's not white because he was saying
No,
nigga.
he's not. Because when I saw it, I'm like, why do they have a white guy on
Black,
this
yeah,
mixtape
yeah.
or album?
Why do they call himself White Dave though?
Because I had to look it up because I was like, who the fuck is White Dave? Because I was really kind of bothered that there was.
Yeah.
I thought a white
Why
guy
a
was
white
on
man
it.
can't be on this? There was white people in the struggle.
Rainbow
bro.
Coalition.
Yeah.
Right. Young Patriots.
Unless you,
Fucking-
Yep.
yeah. Well, anyway,
That's fucked up, man. You racist.
Go ahead.
you should say
Explain,
that out
'cause I'm-
loud. They go,
Yeah, because I'm curious too. I want to know. I
you
wanna
know they be coming at me about
Yeah.
shit. But no, so I looked him up and I was like, who the fuck is White Dave? He's actually Ryan Coogler's brother.
Oh wow.
And the reason why he chose the name White Dave is because people used to tell him he talked white.
Oh wow.
So he just decided to use that for his name. You know, I understand where being Rod are coming from, but I kind of looked at it like, you know, like you said, they Chicago artists, and you kind of got a mixture of like old school rappers, new school rappers, and they kind of speak into just different things and kind of what's going on like in their
perspective.
present day. Right. So and I thought that was dope that they, if that was the intent behind it, I thought that was actually kind of dope to kind of use that as, you know, a way of kind of telling a story within itself. When you see what happened with Judas and the Black Messiah and stuff like that, and then you use rappers from Chicago that could have, like, Chicago could have been vastly different now, you know, if that didn't happen, and maybe it kind of, you know, sent Chicago down the path that it is now, to a certain degree, not overall, but to a certain degree, like these environments that these guys come out of. So I thought that was kind of dope, and you know, I have had a chance to listen to a lot of this stuff. Like, I just came across Pooh Shiesty this year because of what we were doing with D365. He's affiliated with Gucci. Polo G, I fucks with Polo G.
His track was cool. You know, he can tell he had a lot of feeling in this joint. In his,
Yeah.
Last Man Standing.
Dom, yeah, I'm good.
Why are you such a Dom Kennedy hater, bro? Like, Dom is dope, man. Golly.
No, but I do agree with Rod. It definitely was very, very, very top heavy. But that first track, man, that shit was dope.
Set it off nice.
That had
didn't
that damn Marvin Gaye feel to it. The way she kind of stacked her vocals and shit like that. The sound, the music.
Like, it sounded like something that would come out in the
Right,
70s.
it really did. Yeah, she killed that shit. I thought BJ the Chicago Kid was really good. Something Ain't Right track with Jid and Rhapsody. I thought they were good too.
Good pairing.
Yeah, it was.
They sounded good on the track together.
No, I agree. Maybe they could have sequenced it a little better, Rod, but I don't know if that would have helped it much. Yeah, because you're going from like a Nas to like a Polo G,
Right.
and then you go from Nipsey and Jay-Z to Pooh Shiesty.
And I thought about if they could intermingle it or whatever, like interchange tracks, but yeah, I do think it still would have felt disjointed because of the type of tracks. I think the tracks are just too different, in my opinion.
It's long. It's an hour and 9 minutes, so they could have taken one or two off. But overall, I thought it was one of the better soundtracks we've had over the last couple of years.
I thought the Black Panther soundtrack was good though. The movie, the movie Black Panther.
I'm just saying, but that's like still a couple though. I mean, it's not like
Yeah, I know. I was
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Soundtrack struggle, like right around the 2000s. Bruh.
And I think I went into that with those type of expectations of the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yeah. Her set me up because her took me, like B said, took me back to the 70s when soundtracks were good. But back then they got one artist to do like it
the
was
soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you went to like the 90s, 80s or whatever when they had like a
Various
bunch of
artists.
different artists, you know, with the Boomerang soundtrack and stuff. But some of those were hit or miss. They just had really strong standout tracks. So it just depends. But then it went from after that to where soundtracks just were not good at all.
Yeah.
So
Talking about like the Curtis Mayfields and the Willie Hutches.
yeah, in the earlier days,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I actually agree with Rod, but I'm actually a bit less complimentary. This didn't do it for me. I didn't feel the movie in this. You know, I just didn't. I think with a soundtrack like this, I think I would look for cohesion. If it was just like a regular ass movie, I would just be like, okay, this is like a compilation, no big deal. But for something like this, I just felt like, I don't know. I felt like they needed more. Yeah, I felt like this needed that revolutionary feel, and I didn't feel that. And this is no disrespect to any of the artists. It was just, I didn't walk away from this feeling like, woo, woo, yeah, like empowered. I just felt like, okay, this is a whole bunch of songs. Yeah, the Her song was dope. EPMD was definitely dope. This is the best Nas has sounded in a minute. Nas is really back on his rhyming shit. You know, Welcome to America was great. Something Ain't Right was great. I really liked Jid's flow there. You know, the revolution of melon. I really liked how he was playing with his words. Yeah, I had no idea who Polo G was. I'd heard his name bounce around, but I really liked that song too. I liked what he was saying. The whole, you know, why do I still gotta prove to you that my black ass matters? I think that's what he said. And he said something about, you know, because of my skin color, I've really seen darkness. That was like a really heartfelt track. I don't know if all of his music is like that. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
It is? Yeah, I like that song a lot. That was a really, really dope song. But for the most part, the Sir song, which nobody here has talked about. The Sir song was fucking incredible.
Teacher.
I don't know much about Sir, but I am learning all about Sir.
He's on TDE.
That song, I knew that, but I'm saying, like, I haven't listened to his music.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I didn't know that's
no,
I haven't listened to any of his music. I just haven't got around to
I
it.
seen him live too.
Yeah, he's dope. He dope. You missing out, Mike.
Was he good live?
Yes.
Yeah, that song is fucking dope. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back and do my homework because that was my favorite song on this whole project. I was like, wow, okay. And like I said earlier, the ASAP Rocky song I thought was great. I just don't know that it fit on here. But this just felt really long. Like, I just kept looking up, being like, all right, we almost there? No, there's like 5 more songs, but none of the songs gave me the feeling that the movie did. And that's what I look for with the soundtrack. It needs to complement the movie, and I don't think this complemented the movie very well.
So Nardo Wick's I Declare War didn't make you feel like that?
And that's not saying it's a bad song.
No. I know.
I know you know.
I honestly feel like on I Declare War, it gave me the sentiments of, you know, those 2 or 3 speeches that he had in front of the people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, no, it wasn't like any particular, or it wasn't like an overview of the movie, but in those instances, I felt like I Declare War.
All right, cool. You got one song.
I would agree that the entire project didn't give a revolutionary feel throughout. I'm just saying, look, bro. I'm just saying, hold on. I'm just pointing out a couple of joints.
Doing this shit.
I'm just
and doing all this, the Feefo lean that you always
I
do.
didn't lean like that. I didn't lean like that.
Shit, people do
The camera saw me too. I didn't lean like that.
You my face,
no. My eyes definitely opened up, but I didn't lean back. So it wasn't like 9th or 10th degree. It was like about 4 or 5.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But no, but
slight FIFO lean.
Slight FIFO.
Okay.
But no, there were songs on here that made me feel it. But I would agree that the entirety of this didn't make me feel it. You know who I felt that they missed in terms of putting on this project, and I felt it would have gave more of that?
The light-skinned dude that fought with academics. I can't think of his name though. Vic Mensa.
He could have.
Isn't he Chicago?
He is from Chicago.
So,
I was gonna say Run the Jewels.
Well,
I could definitely have seen a Run the Jewels song on here. I could have seen a Lupe song on here.
Yes.
Common.
I don't do it.
Nah, I think Common would have did good on here. Common, Lupe. If we stand with Chicago.
If we stay with Chicago, I'd give you that.
Yeah. Common, Lupe definitely. Is missing off of here.
I guess I just don't know what they were really going for with this.
Do you feel like the intro kind of set you up?
No.
With Fred Hampton Jr.?
I was going to say that.
I don't. I think this being called the Judas and the Black Messiah, the inspired album, is what set me up. Because I understand everybody's giving their personal point of view of how, you know, the plight of the black person in America. Now I get it. It's just listening to this. When I finished the movie, I'm like, damn, yo, that's crazy. I want to go dig more into these people. This didn't give me that feeling. It just felt like a compilation full of a bunch of cool songs, and that was kind of the end of it.
And you said it did, Rod, set you up?
I'm with Mike. Like the name and the album in itself is what set me up.
And then the intro.
And then the intro is like, I was like, okay, well, I wonder where they're about to go with this. You know what I'm saying? Because that was strong.
I can see that.
That was strong from Hampton Jr. And then you got Fight For You right after that.
He was kind of talking over hip hop and stuff like that.
I just think they missed the mark a little bit on this, man. But again, like I agree with Mike. Like it's just a bunch of cool songs. And that could have been a really, really inspiring album, I think. And I think they just missed
Yeah,
the
I
mark
think
on it a little
I
bit.
just think my expectations was not as high as y'all's
Mine
going
too.
going into this.
Why?
Yeah,
Why not? I
don't
understand
know.
the soundtrack.
This is an important soundtrack.
it
I
is.
feel
Yeah.
like this should have been like an album that
Yes.
really made people be like, damn.
And maybe I'm just going into what me and Ken talked about, just our views of soundtracks in general. So going into this, I was just like, my expectations was already low, so I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking the way y'all two were
But
thinking.
yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, just saying. But if our expectations stay low, like this was an opportunity to make a very important soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just be like, okay, well, yeah, soundtracks ain't shit nowadays. It's like, I want to just kind of not necessarily hold them accountable because they did what they did and whatever. But I mean, kind of though.
Kind of listen to y'all. Don't sound like we were too far.
You're right.
No, because I don't think it's a bad soundtrack.
Right.
What I'm saying is, one, when it comes to expectations, there's a central theme to this. With something like Insecure, I'm not hearing a central theme. Or if Girlfriends put out a soundtrack, like, well, there's no central theme. It's just a bunch of women talking about life. But this, I feel like there needed to be something that got me feeling something in the gut, and I didn't
tied it
get that.
together. Like on Black Panther soundtrack, he had those drums throughout the whole thing that kind of tied it together.
Yep.
You don't have that here.
It felt more inspiring.
Yeah,
That soundtrack, even though I don't listen to it, that felt like it complemented the movie.
I thought they were gonna use Fred Hampton Jr. a little bit more
Just in it,
throughout it. Yeah, I thought that's what. So I was definitely
would've been
disappointed
cool.
with that. Yeah,
That
so
would've been cool.
that could have been the drums that you referenced on the Black Panther soundtrack. That could have been that on here.
That would have made this worse. Not because of him,
Uh-huh.
just because he is so powerful. He sounds just like his fucking dad. He
Yeah,
is
which
so
is crazy.
powerful. His voice is so powerful. If you sprinkle him in here in between some of these songs, it would have just been like, oh, here he comes. All right, well, here's the song.
Well, that's probably
Ooh, here you
right.
go.
Yeah,
Here's the
yeah.
It would have set. It would have set up. It would have been a huge.
It would have
yeah.
made it. It would
I
have
see what
made
you're
it
saying.
more confusing.
Yeah,
You
I see what you're
couldn't
saying.
do that with these songs.
I know,
agree with
but
that.
that's what I thought they were gonna do.
Oh, I got
Now,
you.
could they have done that and executed and make it sound right? No, they probably would have had to change out some of the artists for a different type of song. But I mean,
It would have had to be more revolutionary type of music, like
Right.
like louder, stronger, more pain in those songs. If you were gonna do it in that way, I agree with B in the sense that I didn't go into it with any expectation. Like I didn't like my bar was. I was just like, okay, let me just see what they put together.
Did you watch the movie first?
So it was interesting. Yeah, so I did watch the movie first. I watched the movie first before I listened to this. And it I don't know, for me, like, if I feel good about this soundtrack. Like I'm okay with it. Like I'm good with it. I enjoyed it. For soundtrack purposes, I felt like it's better than most. You know what I'm saying? And there are songs to me that did depict the movie in certain times in the movie. Could they have done a better job? Yeah. Could it have been shorter, maybe different artists, or, you know what I'm saying, more powerful songs? Yeah, but I'm cool with what I got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with that. Do I think it could have been better? Yeah, but I don't think it was bad though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think
nobody-
they missed the
Yeah,
mark
yeah,
that
I don't
bad,
think no one
though.
here is
Now that
saying
I'm
it's
looking
bad.
at this,
Just
I
put it
don't
out
know if
there.
they missed the mark that bad. I think it might be the rappers and the songs and the sounds.
I also think it's the length too. Well, that's the whole fucking album.
Rappers, the
They didn't miss the mark. Maybe it was just all of the songs.
But I think
It looks good on paper.
the content. I think some of the content.
It
was
looks
on the
good
songs
on
there.
paper.
But even the lyrics, what they're rapping about.
yeah, that does too. But the sound, man. It doesn't have that feeling.
Yeah, that's what I said. But the content is there. Like when you talk about revolution, the content in terms of like them was speaking and addressing like issues that are still prevalent within the rap community from their perspective, which I know you say you got that part. But I think it's kind of like, I think it's just like Pooh Shiesty and whatever. I think, and Lil Durk. I don't know if they just kind of, if that's something that resonates with. I know Roz said he don't really resonate with
Well,
him.
that's kind of what we're saying, though, and I don't have a problem with them being on here. Like, I think Rod put it very well, where he said this was a valiant effort. This was a good idea, but I just think that the final conclusion, the final product, just didn't hit.
Right.
The movie hit. The soundtrack didn't hit.
Favorite tracks for me, give me. There's a lot, especially on this top half. Give me Her, Fight for You. Give me Nas, EPMD. Give me Welcome to America, Black Dog. Give me What It Feels Like, Nip and Jay. Give me Letter to You, BJ the Chicago Kid. Give me G Herbo, All Black.
All right, Rod.
Nardo Wig, I Declare War.
Rod.
And Sir, Teach Me.
Really, man. Let me go.
Migos.
I do be running my words together sometimes. Let me go. Something Ain't Right with Jid and Rhapsody. Plead the 45th. What It Feels Like. The Fight for You. Let me go to Black Dog song.
Her Fight for You. G Herbo Bump J Revolutionary. Plead the 45th. Saba Smino. What It Feels Like, and Welcome to America.
Let me get Her Fight for You. Let me get Something Ain't Right. Let me get Polo G, Last Man Standing. That's 3. Let me get What It Feels Like. Let me get BJ the Chicago Kid.
That shit was dope.
Yeah, I like that shit.
I'm gonna go EPMD, Welcome to America, Something Ain't Right, Teach Me, and Rich Nigga Problem.
You're such a hater, man.
What am I hating
I
on?
knew he was gonna omit What It Feels. Did you say What It Feels Like?
No, that's not because I
You're a
hate
hater,
it.
man.
I praised Jay's verse. I like these other songs
That's the
more.
best song.
I wanted to. I was
That
torn
ain't the
between
best
that
song.
one or Black Thought.
Man, y'all crazy.
But
That was
I went
Jay
with.
had the best verse on
I
it.
like Jay's. I do like Jay's verse
Oh,
on that
crazy,
joint.
man.
So that's why.
I'm not gonna return to that song.
Yeah, what y'all thought about Hit Boy?
I noticed y'all left it off. Nobody said anything about Hit Boy.
For some reason, am I forgetting? Did he used to rap?
I never knew he. I
didn't
never
know
knew he
he
I
rapped.
remember him being a rapper.
I thought he was strictly a producer. I didn't know
Yeah.
he rapped. I didn't know he rapped.
Okay, so I'm not tripping then.
Yeah, no, you're not.
He wasn't bad.
Yeah, he wasn't. I
Yeah.
thought it was interesting. I was like, okay, all right, Hit Boy.
I put myself on there too.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's like, these other motherfuckers ain't doing it right. Let me go show you little kids how we do this right here, boy.
I thought it was a really good project. I enjoyed it. I thought, for as far as soundtracks go, it was as cohesive as you probably can get. With so many different, with such a variety of artists, I enjoyed it. Hit Boy, bro, dog, like your comeback and what you've been doing, how you've been killing the game the last 6 to 8 months. Ridiculous. So, and also every artist that contributed, from writing to singing to whatever the fuck you did on this, pressing a button on the engineering side of shit. I appreciate you guys. I think that this came out as a really dope project, and I'm glad that you were inspired to do such a thing. So I appreciate y'all.
Like I said in the beginning, man, I think it was a valiant effort. And while I feel like they missed the mark, I do feel like there are people that actually enjoy this. I think I've seen people really, really praise this soundtrack, and I can get why. You know what I'm saying? I think just for me personally, I wanted to feel a little bit more throughout. Which is why I feel like it's, you know, like kind of top heavy. But again, you know, the bottom half, no shots at anybody, you know, that I typically don't listen to, because they did a good job. You know, they brought what they brought. And nah, man, I think overall it's probably one of the better soundtracks that have come out. It's just, you know, with a title like this, with the movie being like it was, I just wanted a little bit more from this. I wanted to feel something a little bit more. That's really it.
You know, like I've mentioned before, my expectations in this were just coming low. Even I watched the movie before listening to this album, but going into this album, I was just expecting to get, different flavors from different artists, and I like the fact that they did pick some younger Chicago artists out this to represent on this soundtrack, which I appreciate and I enjoyed. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I just want to pick up where B left off. I think that was a good idea to get representation from Chicago, because I think there definitely may have been a potential conversation about that if not. So I thought that was a smart idea. And I think all the rappers on here, well, for the most part, most of the rappers on here did a good job of kind of staying on topic for this one. And I think it just comes down to obviously personal choices, whether you like it or feel it or whatever. And it just resonates with some, it resonates with, and it don't resonate with others. But the criticisms are legit, when it comes to this one. But overall, I thought I did like it, and I thought it was I thought it was a good soundtrack.
It's a cool soundtrack. I agree with Rod. I just really wanted to feel something a little bit more passionate. But yeah, it was a collection of cool songs. I don't know that I can really go any further than that. Maybe my expectations are a little bit wonky, but I feel like a soundtrack should complement the film that it's the soundtrack for, and I don't really feel like this complemented it that well, but it was still a collection of good songs. None of the songs were bad necessarily. So yeah, I can say good job and leave it there.